To the Nana Cheche Show. Today I'm so thankful to God that after 4 years, I'm finally sitting down with Lady Grace Alexander. I have given her the lady title. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I've been a fan of your show, and I'm so excited. I'm over the moon coming to my house to interview me for Mother's Day.
Thank you. So before we have our wonderful conversation, and thank you for the
nice cup of
nice African coffee. This one has tin milk. You're a mother of 3 boys, and your youngest is living with disability, and we call him Professor. Professor, hi.
Hello, Professor.
Reading your papers.
Reading your papers.
So Grace, we celebrating mothers. We celebrating women. We are thankful that you are one of the women a lot of people look up to because of what you're doing and still looking gorgeous. By the way, I love these earrings.
Oh, thank you very much.
Can I have it after the interview?
Yes, it's from Dubai.
It's from Dubai. See, it's from Dubai.
It's from Dubai.
Let's start as a mother living with a son with disability. How did you feel when he was born?
Actually, he wasn't born with disability.
Oh wow!
He was normal. Whatever is called normal. I see every child, everybody is differently able, but he was what the society would construct as being normal. There wasn't anything, and I had him by CS. And when he was 5 plus, he started having like feet, which wasn't having a profound effect on his development. But when he was 7.5, he started having seizures. And that was from 21 to 28 feet a day.
Wow.
So, and that had a profound effect, adverse effect on his development. So he lost his speech, he lost his cognition, that which is for learning. It was so terrible. It was so terrible. So we were going from one hospital to the other. So it's like you go through a moment of bereavement when you are bereaved, as if I've lost a son. Yes, and where you come from, you know the stigma that is attached to disability, which is affected me seriously. I was going through a lot of what I call confused emotions. I was anxious. I mean, nobody wants to lose a child, and I saw that as a form of loss. So I have to go through the process of bereavement. So, and nobody to talk to, because part of it is that you want to hide it. So you are going through those and finding a lot of things that can be a coping mechanism, so that you're still safe and look after your son, because his well-being is paramount. But at the same time, it's affecting your own well-being. So it's quite an horrendous time. At the time, I would say was a terrible time, really terrible. I don't wish it on anybody.
So I'm just blown away, because I sometimes if you don't get to know people and you don't get to know what they behind the scenes and what they go through, you think we conclude. We live in a society that we just summarize things for people. So did you have your family support? Who was your anchor, your rock when it happened?
My family they do not live there, so it's like I'm alone with my son, and not having a support network, because you start finding, because of the stigma, it's hard to actually find a support network. It's really hard, because some people that are coming to you, when they realize there are too many problems, and then some of them don't know how to look after a child with disability. So it's you're on your own. But through that period, I was alone, in the sense that I found it strange to share my experiences of raising a child with disability with them. And it was new to me, especially the fact that he wasn't born with disability. So I was in a state of shock. And I was because once you have a child with disability, the family dynamics change. So the paramount thing on my mind was the fact that what am I going to do? And I started asking God, because I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
I started asking God, why me? I did not get an answer for 7 years. I was just using different coping mechanisms. Like for instance, when my son was 9, the doctor said, my son is going to use this medication for life. And I said, no, how can he be using that medication for life? He wasn't born with disability. I was in denial. That's another process of going through a form of bereavement. Because it's as for me, I've lost a child. I've lost a child because in that society where we come from, any child living with disability is seen as an outcast, is seen as a taboo, is seen as a curse. So that affected me. So in other ways, I realized that after some time, I realized that I've internalized disability in a way, thinking, how am I going to take this child to Nigeria? What am I going to say? I started having going through a lot of questions in my mind, asking God, why?
In that moment of the why, did you ever thought, I want to give him up?
There was one time many times I nearly want to abandon, because we're living from one hospital to another. We are not actually living at home because they're trying to find out why. And they couldn't. And we were going to Whitechapel Hospital, so I changed the hospital again to King's College Hospital, where we're still there now. And I was asking the doctor, these are the things, because they need to listen to me. As the IC parents of any child, as an expert, because you know your child, So whether somebody is professional or what, they need to listen to the mother, because you are with the child 24/7. So for them to give the proper diagnosis and for them to give the proper support.
Yeah.
So and it was terrible. Nobody to talk to, and you have to work as well.
Yeah.
You have to go to work. You have to you have to go to hospital. For those 7 years, I was actually living in a hospital.
Wow.
And it was a terrible time. And it was, I would say, very challenging. It affects my marriage at that time. It affects because it was like, where did you get the child?
Yeah.
And men, African men, with due respect to men, and with due respect to my boys.
Yes.
So where did you find that child? So I was going through how I was going to cope. And at the same time, the welfare of my son is very important. I need to be sane. And the siblings, if we had to go to Nigeria, and the siblings, how would they cope with their brother? Because this is quite new. And I need to maintain a kind of balance, which was hard at that time.
Wow. This is well done to all mothers out there. And sometimes, I'm a mom myself, and even taking care of those in quotes, we would say they're normal. You don't have to go through certain process every day. So we want to say well done to you. I know you got an award from your church for being the best mom.
Yeah.
But so how did you change that normality? Because I know in the morning you have to get up, get the kids, get them ready, out of the door. But now one of them has, it's not well. One of them life has changed, and it has changed your life. So how do you start your day?
It was like if I lost hope in God, but I had to go back to Him for peace of mind. I was losing that peace within me. I was anxious, I was stressed. And I know that my caring responsibility on this amazing, extraordinary son is for life. So I needed that strength. I needed to change my perception about my son. I needed to see a different. So for you to be able to see that it's a process, it's not something that you just start thinking about. Yeah. So, and I lost faith, I would say that. But then, gradually, I was still holding on to that faith, because when I opened the Bible at that time, I couldn't see. When I say the Lord is my shepherd, I was seeing Lord behind shepherd. I was seeing shepherd behind Lord. So it wasn't making any meaning, but that was only my hope. I needed to hold on to something. If not, I would lose it. And each time when we're in hospital, one mind would be telling me, I was hearing voices as well. One mind would tell me, leave him. you that is very proactive. My life changed for better anyway.
Yeah.
But those times I was thinking all my aspirations, even when you have anybody that has a child, you have hopes, you have aspiration for them. And what you construct as the normal aspiration, they just went away into the air. And you start thinking, what exactly are you going to do? So you are in a shock. You go from process to another, from shock, you go into denial. So, but it depends on how many days, months, years you stay in each phase.
Yeah.
It's because it's a phase. So, but what happened was that after the denial, I stopped his medication, he started having fits again. And the doctor told me that if I stop it again, because I told them that I stopped it, but he wasn't born. I was arguing with them that if I stop it, that they will now call the social services and call the police.
Oh,
and
wow.
that was when it dawned on me that I don't want to let go of him. So I started changing my mindset. And the word of God that time ministered to me, seriously. Ministered
Wow.
to me, yeah.
Wow. I can see now your faith in the Lord is strong. She's always bothering me with it. Come to church. But it's just that, our churches are close by. And,
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of you. And so now he's 23.
23. He's a
He's a
man.
grown man.
A professor
And
for that matter.
A professor, yes. He's well, I'm told we might sing, so hopefully I haven't done my voice training, so So now you've come to accept it.
Yeah.
And you get to travel with him wherever you go. You're taking I know last year Christmas you did a program for him, and it's something that has been going on. I want you to tell me how that
Child initiative
started.
Yeah. What happened was that I changed my question. When I started for 7 years, I was asking God why. I started my question to, what's my purpose? And God started revealing some things to him. And at that time, that's the phase of acceptance, which is also gradual.
Yeah.
It's a gradual process. And I started having that peace within me.
Amen.
Because I was having different coping strategies. Like sometimes I'll be buying, I love fashion.
I know.
And I will be buying different clothes, oversized, whatever, and I will be doing that. And later, I started I like papers. I like newspapers, reading. One of my in-law came to me and realized that I was spending almost £120 on newspapers because I thought I was losing it. So, but focusing on God, that's where I'm going. And God started revealing some things to me that, so if this issue on your whatever challenges you are going through, you can find a purpose. So for me in disability, I find a purpose, I find strength, because all those things I've lost came back 100-fold. And I started seeing my son, because they said God created us in his image. So that really ministered to me, that whether disability or not, my son is an image of God. He's God's masterpiece. The best thing God has created is my son. So I have to have that mindset. So there has to be a paradigm shift in how you perceive every situation. And that helps you to cope. That helps you to grow. So I was seeing my son as God's man. And God, when the Bible says everything that God has created is beautiful. So my son is beautiful. So it's an image of God. And I realized that over time, we are wonderfully and fearfully made. So that means every child, every human being is unique.
Wow.
So I see myself, son, because I learn from him. I learn from him. So from that time, my mind shift from focusing on his strength. How can I create an enabling environment? Who are my support network? Because when you would know your real friends, when you have challenges. Friends that when you call, they come. Sometimes they just listen to you. They just ask you, how are you? It's more than just Facebook. Yes. It's not that virtual. Facebook is virtual. You can have 5,000 followers, but it doesn't mean they are. It doesn't mean they are real friends. So I've seen, and that's the inspiration. My son is an inspiration. So I realized that one, for parents raising children with disability, they are economically disadvantaged in the sense that you cannot find job that can support that can be
The-
flexible
the-
to
for you,
accommodate
yeah,
your
okay.
caring responsibilities.
Yes.
So that caring responsibilities is very huge.
Mm.
It's like you have to put the child on a routine or else it affects you. And you have to take care of your well-being as well.
Yeah.
What makes you happy? Sometimes hang out with friends, your family or friends. So who are your support system? You need to find that out.
Yeah.
You need to be real. It's people that can even listen to you, even when you cry. Sometimes I just cry, I just get overwhelmed. But Father God, but the main source of where I am still standing is God.
Amen.
Is God. And I learned there's this, my experience raising him brings about what I call a spiritual reawakening in me. I started concentrating on the source of life. So if I have, we all have issues in life.
Yeah.
And I learned to go to the source of life.
Yeah.
The ancient of this.
Amen.
The one that says I am the I am. The one that is the beginning of everything and the end of everything. The one that opens doors for you. So I stand on the rock, and the rock can never fail. So I stand on his word, and that has been so helpful.
Wow.
So that has been so, and you realize that how you react to challenges makes you grow, and it empowers a lot of people who don't even, they know you, but they don't even talk about the way you are coping affects their
strengthen them
yes,
as well.
yes, positively as well,
Yeah.
which is very important. So, and I went back to, so after accepting my son, I went back to universities to study social work
You went back to university.
again to study
Wow.
social work. Yeah.
Wow. So all of us don't have an excuse. In every challenges, we find a purpose, and out of the purpose, you move to the next level.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I'll always want to be at the top, like
Yes,
your slogan.
yes,
That's your
yes,
mantra.
yes, you belong
Meet you at the top.
yes.
Yeah, I belong to the top.
Yes.
So, and at the end of the day, if you are your ways of life have to reflect God. I am who I am in Christ. So those qualities of Christ, you have to show it so that people can see your life is a testimony.
Yeah.
So your success does not mean that you are inherited millions or whatever, but how you manage a challenge helps you to deal with other challenges. So I learned that, and I thank God for giving, because out of all my children, the one that makes a real positive impact is him.
Wow.
Yes, it's him, because one, I'm using that challenge to empower other women.
Yeah.
Here, especially women from Bami communities,
Yeah.
that you know what, it can be done. We have a parent support, peer support group of children with disability where I support them. Part of it is, first of all, change your mindset. How do you see your child? How you see your child affects your own well-being positively or negatively, and either create an enabling environment for your child or disenabling environment. So it's a choice.
Yeah.
And one thing is that I learned the power of tongue, life, and I told God, because there was one time he was intubated, he was having feed in every second, and there were 6 consultants. 6 consultants, your parents are not there, nobody is there, your friends are not there, and I started praying, although I was crying, and they intubated him. They took him to Great Ormond Street, and I was telling God that whatever happens, I don't want him to die. And God answered my prayer. Did you realize the miracle is the fact that the 3rd day we were discharged?
Wow.
So it's amazing
It's
when
amazing.
you focus on God, and when you are not adding anything to it, and when you use your power. Lack of knowledge make people perish.
Yeah.
So when you are knowledgeable, nobody will tell you your child is a curse. Nobody will tell you. God has a purpose for everything. So each time I ask God, renew my strength like the eagle. So like the eagle, I soar.
Oh.
I soar.
You see, I'm lost for words.
I saw.
We can go on and on and on. Look at the way Lady Grace, as from today, that's my title for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Lady Grace. And my Grace is a powerful name.
I think that's really
Yes,
upon me.
Grace is a powerful name, have effect. So
Effect,
you have to be careful the sort of names you give to your children or whoever. And so you're doing this Star Initiative. You are a speaker. You support disability children back home in Nigeria.
Exactly, and the youth, because most of the projects we do now align with sustainable development goals. part of empowering the youth,
Okay.
empowering the women and girls.
Yes,
Because
yeah.
one thing is that when they're talking about women empowerment, youth empowerment, their mindset is not, they don't include youths with disability and women and girls with disability.
Wow.
And my advocacy is that there has to be a fair representation, because one thing is that their disability does not define them.
Exactly.
And
Of course.
first and foremost, they're human beings.
Yes.
So when we are talking about women, that means every woman should be counted. Every woman count, and every woman matters. And
Yeah.
that was why we did Every Woman Matters last year.
Yeah.
And we're still doing another one this year. Watch this space. And part of it is that even when they mention that women they are facing a lot of discrimination, I'm telling you, women and girls living with disability face 3 times the abuse and the impact of, because they are voiceless. Nobody will listen to them.
Yeah.
Especially where we come from. There are no those
They
laws
know-
are not
yeah.
done. There are laws, but most of the laws are not domesticated, and they don't practice them.
Yeah.
So part of it is that we can and I don't want anybody to leave my child behind.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what's the future for my son? So I'm advocating for both girls and women and boys and men. You understand? And
Yeah.
their children.
Yeah.
So any mother should find a parent who you think has empowered you, is in the same experience, who has the same shared experiences with you,
Yeah.
raising, and then you can empower one another.
Yeah.
It's about lifting each other up.
Wow.
It's about saying, you know what, I've been there, and listening can be therapeutic, not making judgment.
Yeah. No,
Even
okay,
in
then.
churches, it's about promoting inclusivity. That means promoting inclusion of everybody. So
Wow.
I don't want somebody to say how you come across
Yeah.
to you, because I have a child with disability, your body language.
Yeah.
If you go to church and somebody said, oh, tell your son to move, I think that's being disrespectful. So a lot of things still need to be learned
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
how we engage with other parents, how we go out there. It's not about it is well. It's about being practical,
Being practical.
being
So
practical support as sisters.
I hope somebody out there is listening. And Grace, somebody was how do you, with all the, you know, it's a lot to take in. Even
It's a
just
lot.
interview you, my mind is blown away. So imagining being in your shoes, and as your name is called Grace, I know His grace is sufficient for you,
Yeah,
because
it is.
God gives everybody their measure of grace to go through what, you know, their challenges are. But how do you take care of yourself? How do you
One
relax?
thing, yeah, I do. But one thing is that with Start Children Initiative, it takes my mind. One thing is that when you're going through challenges, keep yourself active mentally, because if not, you start thinking, and
You
that's
don't wanna
like
lose the mind.
exactly. You have to make sure you guide your mind. Your feelings, your thoughts are very important to your own well-being and to your children's well-being. Don't forget that you are not the only one thinking, how am I going to cope?
Yeah.
So if you have other children, you have to strike a balance as well, about, because you'll be like a role model. How mommy or daddy is handling that challenge matters a lot to our other children who are not living with disability. Because that also make them accept their brother. Because even when they're doing Chelsea, Arsenal, my son cannot say, oh, it's Chelsea. But we carry him along. We say, okay, and then he too gets excited.
He's excited, yeah.
So whether he knows he understands.
Yeah.
He's very smart. And one thing is that every child has got ability.
Yeah.
So as a parent, look for that ability and make it grow. Create an enabler where he can fulfill his full potential. Don't underestimate what he knows. He's very smart.
Yeah.
He's very intelligent. He doesn't know 2 + 2, but he can study body languages, and it's so easy to get along with him. You can see that he's quite matured.
Yeah.
He's not disturbing us. So, and I deal with him. No, I don't. I give additional support, but I don't deal with him as a baby. I treat him as an adult.
Yeah.
He knows his boundaries. He knows he knows my facial expression. He knows when I say no. He knows when I say yes.
All right.
So yes, he understands. So that's the thing. And one thing is that any parent should guide, or anybody suffering with, because one way or the other, as we get older, we will suffer one form of missing a daily function. Like, I'm not like I used to be, but I try to manage my time.
Yes, okay.
And one thing is that I make sure I have a routine.
Yeah.
So time for me,
Yeah.
it's getting better because
Yes.
it's getting older.
Yeah.
Though still challenging.
Yeah.
Because you still have to
Yeah.
do the personal care.
Yeah.
You still have to make sure that he's okay. I still have to do his medication. He's on medication. I still have to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But how do I view that? Traveling with him, how do you view? So I see it as part of me. It has to be done.
Yeah.
No way, two way about it. I can't go out supporting other children and not supporting my own son. So it's about, it has to be done. It has to be done. God must be served. You have to serve him.
Yeah.
God must be praised. You have to praise him, irrespective. So it has to be done. So I just get along with it. I dance with him. He's so happy. And you see that when you are happy, these children, it reflects on their own personality.
Yeah.
He is somebody that you cannot push. And I can see a lot of me with him. He's very open-minded. He has his own mind. And part of the fact that we create an enabling environment in the home. So if he wants to play with anything, if he doesn't want to play with you, instead you should stop.
Oh, all right.
Yes. So, and at the end of the day, he's blossoming and he's really striving. And I can only thank God.
Amen.
So everything that I am today is just by his grace. And I learn to focus on him. And we start children, that makes me happy. So make yourself active. Make yourself do something that people will know about you. I stay focused. Like for instance, we had an operation on Monday.
Yeah.
I focus on God, and thank God we came back alive. My son came back with his legs, and I can only thank God. So there are some things that if you don't have God in your life, I'm not trying to preach, but for me, my spirituality has really, really helped me to grow, sustain me, because women, if you're looking for support from everybody that you know, they will disappoint you because don't realize
at one point.
At one point, let me tell you, everybody, as long as you're a human, we all have limitations.
Yes,
the only person that do not have limitation is God.
Yes.
So my first point of reference is to God. The source of life,
yes.
The ancient of this, the one that said, I am the I am. The one that's everything. Honestly, I can only give thanks to God.
Amen.
Because if you don't have that, the issue of life, the Bible did not say we will not have tribulations.
Yes.
We will have tribulations. But one thing is that God has given us the strength to because without faith, you can't serve God. So I realize that my faith has been renewed each day. That I can count on him. I can look up to him. I can call him anytime. You don't need an email. You don't need a phone call.
You don't need to go through
exactly. But you
direct.
can call. Yeah. Even the pastor is a human being. So you have to learn to go to God directly. You understand? To say, Father, here I am. Help me.
Yes.
He's available 24/7. You don't have to say, oh, I cannot call pastor at 2 o'clock. I cannot call pastor at 3 o'clock. I cannot call my friend. Because the friend will be tired. You don't know what that friend is
going through.
So we have to strike a balance. But how can you strike a balance? Focusing on God, guiding your mind. Challenges will come. Life is tough. But it can be humbling. Raising my son, I find it really humbling. He's the one behind Star Children. He's the chairman of Star Children Initiative. Professor, he's the one that is amazing. And when those parents see me in Nigeria, we have a parents forum as well. We have a youth forum. We have a lot of things. They're amazed. When I first started, they thought I was lying, that this woman is still look too good. But now those parents, they don't cry. They are the one doing the talking. They are the one. And you know what? When you impact on their lives, they like intercessor, praying to intercede on your behalf that this woman must not die.
Yes.
This woman, something must not happen.
Definitely.
Her son. So indirectly, the thing is coming back to you.
Of course. Grace, my lady Grace, I am super inspired. Until you hear somebody's story, you think yours is worse. I guess it's all said. I hope you've been inspired, and whatever you're doing, give it your all. Focus on God. As you said, we're not preaching, but we know that He is the only one that will make us strong and thrive in this life of ours. Grace, where can we find all that you do?
So you can go on our website, which is going to be updated soon,
Yeah.
which is www.starchildren.org. And we have another one on the one for UK is uk.startchildreninitiative.org. And you can go on Facebook, Start Children Facebook, and you can go on my own Facebook as well,
Which is just trending all the time.
Place, yeah. And then you can go on our Twitter, which is at Start Children TIVE, and then you can call us if you are a parent out there looking for support for case conferences for your child where they're saying something and you are not getting enough support. You can call us on 07459 150081, and I'm available at any time. Disability is an issue that I'm really passionate about, and my advocacy is that they will be recognized as human beings. They are human beings first and foremost, and there will be a fair representation in every women movement. They don't give them discredited identity, all because they are dealing with disability. One way or the other, any one of us will be losing our daily functioning. But what actually is the one that is affecting what is how people perceive disability? Because one thing is, people don't realize that we are all differently able.
Amen.
We don't have it all, and that is why we are fearfully and uniquely created.
Thank you.
So the uniqueness is the fact that what is peculiar to you might not be peculiar to somebody else.
Yeah.
So, and that's why we have to support ourselves, leverage on our skills, leverage on our assets. As human beings, we can have substantial reach and make an impact.
Make an impact.
Yeah.
Make an impact.
So it's always you can reach me on my number again, 07459 150081, and we have a Nigerian number there as well.
Okay.
And
so I think if you want more information, go on her Facebook page or on the inbox her, or you can find her, Grace Alexandra, on social media. Google her, she'll pop up. And I am so thankful for inviting us, and
in this weather I'm really honored.
You're
the
welcome.
The only CEO of Nana Chacha Show.
Thank you.
Amazing woman from my sister from another mother from Ghana. And we are going to Ghana.
Yeah,
we are taking this girl to Ghana.
We will definitely go
No,
to
we
Ghana.
need to go. We need to go and shake the place to say, you know what, everybody deserves to be at the top.
Yes, we all belong.
We all belong to be at the top.
Thank you so much, Grace, for having us. Thank you.